Brahmacharya Vrade Dandi Sarva Vedanta Pandita Srimad Viveka Yogi Mam Prachodayatu Sarvada Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pankham Lankhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Namaste to all of you. For the last 16 days, Sri Krishna had been holding our hands and taking us step by step, making sure that we do not falter, we do not fall down. Maybe we may not have felt it unless you have been extremely sensitive in your mind. Unless he was there holding our hands, we won't be here listening to this. We would have found some excuse or other and skipped the class. But this 16, 17 lectures had been a tapas for all of us. We knew the different difficult aspects of our character. We were thinking our character is all right, we have a personality and all that. But the analysis of Sri Krishna made us feel that no, that is not true. There are so many subtle emotions which we will have to integrate in our heart and mind so that our entire personality becomes the divinity personified. Means we are able to ascend to the steps. So today we are on the 17th step. Only one more step remains. The Magara Jyoti is already before us. In a split second, it can take us next Wednesday. It's just 7 days away when we are going to enter the main gate of Vaikuntha, Moksha Sannyasa. What a wonderful experience. We have to prepare ourselves. So this last preparation, Sri Krishna reminds us in the previous chapter, Tasmad Shastram Pramanante. There are two important words here, the meanings of which we have to very deeply understand and put it in our mind. One is Shastra. Shastra, translated into English, is just science. Science means immediately we'll think physics, chemistry, mathematics, etc. All science, we are in a world full of science. Everything is science. We are making use of so many scientific ideas, instruments, methods. Even our kitchen is full of, home is full of. Because of the science, so many useful things have been brought about and things like that. But that is not the science which India means by the word science. That we have to be very clear about. So this science is a science of man-making. The science by which we will be able to move along the path of evolution, to reach to the divinity which is within us and then manifest it, not only for our goodness, but for the good of the humanity. So that is the science. So in that science, they have included the Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. You have to make use of these in your ascent. And to make use of it properly, Tasmad Shastram Pramanante. We should know something about all that. And in this particular context, Sri Krishna, he never misses a chance to emphasize on the quality of the character, the purity of the character. It is something wonderful. I don't think in any other literature outside India, we can find this emphasis on quality and how this quality is made in our mind-intellect complex, and how it gets reflected into our day-to-day life.
Recording in progress.
Nowhere can we find it except in our literature. And Sri Krishna has summarized the whole thing for us so beautifully in Bhagavad Gita. It is as though he is talking to Arjuna, but he is not talking to Arjuna. He is talking to each one of us individually and collectively. So remember, it is he who is standing in front of us and talking to us. And so we are asking him a question through Arjuna's mind. Arjuna is our loudspeaker. Through Arjuna, we are asking a question. Oh Krishna, E Shastra Vidimulsajya. There are many people who do not know about these Shastras. Our search for oneness, the divinity within. So that Shastra is not known to many of those people, but there are people who are doing very good work, dedicated work, service. Hundreds and thousands of people all over the world are there. So under what category can we put them? That is the question he asked. So Krishna, making use of that opportunity, catches the second very important word, that is Shraddha. Unfortunately, that is a quality we have missed in India over the last 500, 600 years. From the time the foreigners started invading and destroying our dharmic life system, we had been losing this Shraddha. We are using this Shraddha for what? To mug up our studies, to work for some power, position, etc. So otherwise, we don't know how to use Shraddha. Shraddha for us is the rod by which the teachers teach their children. Be attentive. Be attentive in the class. Why are you looking this side and that side? Be attentive to what I am saying. Be attentive to your work. Be attentive to what you are doing. When they come home also, parents will say, be attentive. Evening time, don't waste your time. Be attentive to your class, to your homework. So that is the only Shraddha we know of. But that is not the Shraddha Sri Krishna wants us to inculcate. Sri Krishna wants us to inculcate that quality by which our whole personality will blossom like anything. Shraddha is that ingredient which can change our whole personality. What is that Shraddha? We have not heard about it. Sri Krishna knows that. So he's taking us to the very detailed description of that Shraddha. So Shraddha is needed to achieve the Purusharthas, and making use of the Purusharthas, live a dharmic life, and through that dharmic life, expand yourself to become part of the Sri Krishna's family, and finally be absorbed unto him. So that is our trajectory. We have to go through that way only. So the central primary root of Purushartha is Dharma. And to live that Dharma, we need Shraddha. Without Shraddha, it cannot be lived in practical life. In the next week, when Nivedita is coming here, we have put a topic for her, Dharma in daily life. So in this particular context, to live a dharmic life, to go through the Purusharthas in the dharmic way, we need a particular quality. And in that quality is Shraddha. So it is in this context that Shraddha comes into. So forget about the Shraddha, the attention which you are talking to children and others. Sri Krishna is talking about that Shraddha by which we can attain the Purusharthas, the Dharma, and up. So that is the Shraddha we have to understand. So to lead the life in a strictly scientific way, according to our Indian tradition, what do we need? To cultivate this Shraddha, to make the quality of Shraddha as part of our experiment on ourselves, experiment with truth, as Gandhiji puts it. What are the three ingredients of this Shraddha? One, full faith in the teacher's words. So all the teachers, the Shastras which have come to us through our great Rishi Parambara who have Jnana Avastita Tadgatena Manasa. They have understood like that, absorbed it, lived it, and earned the reward out of that. In the sense, they have realized the absolute truth. So, to understand those words, so have full faith in the teacher's words. Now you will say, oh, faith is what other communities also insist on. But this faith is not that. This faith is the faith in a person, a guru, who imparts it to you and asks you through your own experimentation with yourself, achieve this target. I have done it like this and realized the truth. So I can take you, Sri Ramakrishna's words. If you want to see the God, I can guide you. So Vivekananda, Narendra immediately absorbed those words. So he can show me God. That faith in the teacher's words. How we will have, because we know he has attained what we want to attain. So full faith in the teacher's words. And secondly, as part of this Shraddha, full faith that Guru's instructions are for my good. He will not guide me in the wrong way. My Guru is Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. My Guru is all this for me. Tumeva Matacha Pita, Tumeva goes infinitely like that, the description of the Guru. So I have full faith in the Guru's instructions because it is for my good. And last but not the least, these injunctions would be able to protect the dharma in the society, and also it will be for universal good. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. So the Guru gives me the instructions. It has three facets for it. One, my absolute faith in the Guru. Two, I am absolutely certain what he is imparting to us is for my ultimate good. And thirdly, he wants me to absorb that because my own life will be a light for the humanity. His words will not be in vain. He will shine through me. Sri Ramakrishna shone through Vivekananda. But for Vivekananda, very few people would have known Sri Ramakrishna. We would not have understood Sri Ramakrishna or went near him. But through Vivekananda, that light of Sri Ramakrishna shone, and that lighted up the whole humanity. So that is the Shraddha. So this is the type of Shraddha which we will have to inculcate in us. So now we are studying Bhagavad Gita, the Shastras. So our Shraddha should be to fully understand Sri Krishna's words. Sri Krishna will not misguide us at all. And what we are going to absorb from this, if I put it to the use of the world, for the good of the world, definitely it will be for the benefit of the entire humanity, the wellness of the world. So that sort of a absolute faith, that is Shraddha. Now, with this Shraddha, why is it so very important now? Because we have been talking about so many qualities, etc., etc. As a Shraddha is a quality to be generated by each individual in his mind, intellect complex. We cannot buy it from outside. We cannot go to the market. We cannot order it through Amazon or anything like that. It is a quality we will have to generate in our mind intellect complex. So anything that affects our mind intellect complex will have its repercussions on our Shraddha. So we have, that is why purity of heart, Ekatma Bhava, etc. stretches so much, because anything that disturbs your mind intellect complex will affect the quality of your Shraddha. So we have to be extremely careful. So when it is Shraddha, we understand as a part of my mind intellect complex. Anything that affects that mind intellect complex will have its effects not only on Shraddha itself, but also elsewhere. Because Shraddha is to be the ingredient, Sri Krishna says, in everything that we do. Earlier he has already taught us that Devasara Sambad Vibhaga Yoga. Earlier to that, Purusha Prakriti. Then he insisted Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So these three things we cannot avoid. They are somewhere in our mind. We cannot get rid of them. So when we are inculcating Shraddha, just as we keep a very good plant and take care to remove the weeds and look after the sapling, in the same way, there are three things there in our mind, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. This will affect the Shraddha. So we have to be careful in that. So Sri Krishna is enlisting us a variety of formulations by which we can take care that this Shraddha is always in line with the sattvic quality in our mind. So that is why Sri Krishna enlists certain, for our example, he is leaving it to us. He is picking up some important things in our mind intellect complex, important things which will affect our life outside, and then connecting it between our intention, activity, and the work outside. Several items in this category, Sri Krishna puts it, then leaving it to us to use our imagination and intelligence, where and how we can, because, this is Krishna has not enlightened. I'm going to see a cinema. Krishna has not enlightened it. So what should be, is it sattvic or rajasic or tamasic? It is up to us using our intelligence to spread the light of Shraddha in everything else. So that is the importance of the Shraddha. So Sri Krishna categorizes Shraddha itself into three. So as I told you, because it is in the mind, it cannot escape. The sattvic, rajasic and tamasic traits are there in our mind. So it cannot escape it. So Krishna says, if you bring the sattvic impress on it, what is it type of Shraddha it will be in our mind that decides the quality of the personality. If sattvic Shraddha has empowered us, that it affects the personality of the person, because in the final analysis, it is Shraddha that characterizes the man. Shraddha mayoyam purusha. That is the third stanza says. A sattvic person's worship of God, the food preferences he has, the yajnas he conducts, the tapas he undertakes, the dana he makes, so on and so forth, would carry the impress of his sattvic Shraddha. Also, it will be full of, absolutely, it will be unselfish, there will be surrender to God, and a feeling to help all people all around. What will be the then? Absolute unselfishness, surrender, nimitta matram, all this part of our Japamala. Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. That will be the attitude in our mind. And sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let not one word or action escape from me which will hurt anybody, which will hurt even a small little animal. So that will be the way a sattvic person's Shraddha will act upon his mind. Suppose he was a little careless and he had Rajas predominating in him, all these things, his food, etc., 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 all that will be, in what way it will be, can be qualified. He is more concerned about himself. If I do this, what is the income I will get? What is the profit I will get? How many people I will be able to, maybe have some good ideas, how many people I can employ. That way I am doing good to the society. That way he consoles himself. But his prime focus is on how much I will get out of this. So that is it may be name, it may be honor, it may be self-importance, whatever it is, that will be there. So even if Shraddha is there, if Shraddha has been caught by the Rajasic instinct, then this selfishness will predominate there. Of course, we know how the Tamasic will react to Shraddha. The Tamasic will have very mean ideas. It will be worshipping all sorts of the gods whom we do not worship usually in our temples. They will go, they will make some special offerings, some balidan, some sacrifices, so that somehow or other they will get something for themselves. If they want to kill somebody, annihilate somebody, destroy something, that they will be making use of. With full Shraddha only. Shraddha is there, but Tamasic Shraddha. This Shraddha they are going to utilize for not for the welfare of yourself or the humanity, but for destroying yourself and the others. We have so many instances, very, very beautiful instances there in Shankaracharya's life. Shankaracharya ji was sitting somewhere in meditation, and Kapalika comes to him. And that Kapalika says, see, I had been doing some mirabilis to please goddess. 100 men I have sacrificed. I want just one more. And seeing you, I think what a wonderful thing it will be. If only I could do the Narabali, making use of you, I am sure goddess will be very happy with me. Shankaracharya said, well, very good. If I can add to your importance, your satisfaction, very good. But there is one thing. On such and such a day, when you said it is Amavasya or something like that, I will come. But see that none of my disciples are anywhere near me. I will come and sit. You tell me a place which will be absolutely devoid of any other human being. I will come and sit there and meditate. I will be in deep meditation. When the time comes, you can come with your sword or whatever it is and cut off my head and offer it. I will be only very happy to be of service to you, my brother. Go ahead. He waited. So on that prescribed day, Shankaracharya sat in meditation. Sandhya time, the disciples started looking for the master. He is not to be seen. And his foremost disciple, Padmapada, who has Narasimha as his Upasana Murti, he looked for the master, searched for him, and finally found the master sitting in meditation. And it was a correct moment. The Kapalika was standing there with his sword in the hand to cut the head of Shankaracharya. That particular moment, Padmapada went into a trance, and it says, out of his brow, Narasimhamurti jumped outside and killed the Kapalika and blessed the Swami and disciple. So you can make use of your Shraddha. Absolute Shraddha was there. 99 people he has sacrificed with very great Shraddha. So that Shraddha was tamasic, absolutely for my own good. I don't care what happens in the world outside, but I will be bringing lot of difficulties for the world. So this Shraddha is the quality which have to preserve very carefully in our mind, always taking it nearer and nearer to the sattvic level, never allowing it to deviate, because only then this sattvic Shraddha will help us in purusharthas, in the preservation of dharma, in bringing dharma into our daily life, and thus help us. Then Sri Krishna goes on to say, this Shraddha, if it enters into a person, that is the life which becomes really scientific. So Sri Krishna does not answer straight away to Arjuna's question. He takes it for granted. As he is going to talk about this Shraddha, it will become automatically clear for that. So in this description of Krishna, where he is describing the Sattvika, Rajasa, etc., there are a lot of things for us to learn. What is the type of food? It is almost like, I said, we are looking into the mirror and adjusting our personal appearance. In the same way, reading through this, what is the type of food? What is the Shraddha I am having? What is the type of tapas which I am undertaking? What is the tapas of Vyakya? These are all being very elaborately given like that. And then Sri Krishna, as usual, whenever gets an opportunity, he will introduce some observation on the character of the person. What is that character of the person here? He brings Anudvegakaram Vakya Devadvija Guru Pratya Pujanam Shaujamarjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha Shariram Tapa Uchyate Anudvegakaram Vakyam Satyam Priyahitam Chayat Swadhyayabhyasanam Seva Vakmayam Tapa Uchyate. We have analyzed it very many times, so there is no point in repeating it. Manaprasada Saumyatvam Maunam Armavirigraha Bhava Samshuddhirityet Tapo Manasamuchyade Shraddhaya Paraya Taptam Tapastatra Vidham Nare Sabhala Kamshibhirayukte Satvidam Varijakshade. He goes on giving all the very details. As I say, after the class, you must immediately read the chapter concerned. So Sri Krishna gives all this. Now we will bring it to our family level. See, Sri Krishna's idea is we must all belong to his family. We are all part of his family, but we have forgotten that. So we must go back to his family. He is waiting for us. So Shraddha is that which will take us to belong properly to Sri Krishna's family. So that is what his intention is. Our intention, whatever it may be, Sri Krishna's intention is, they are all my children. Somehow or other, they have forgotten it. So let me take them back. That is his idea. So Sri Krishna gives all these good characteristics, and then he said, whatever you do with Om Tat Sat Iti, so that everything becomes purified. The Shraddha, it gets back to the Shraddha. Then, as I said, when we brings it to the family level, what will happen? At the family level, when we contemplate on the importance of Shraddha, the elders in each family, how they preserve, how they protect their family traditions. It may be small actions. In our house, in my house, nobody was allowed to sleep after 5 o'clock, early morning. It was compulsory. Whatever it may be, you have to get up at least 5 o'clock. So that habit has stayed on with every one of us. None of us will be able to sleep later than 5 o'clock because it is inculcated in the childhood itself. So the head of the family or the mother in the family, they will have to bring those customs and traditions and habits by which the child automatically develops in him the quality of Shraddha. You don't have to go and buy from outside. Going to the temple, it has become, so every day we used to go to the temple. In my Thrissur house, there is a Kottapuram temple. For the last 100 years or something, from my mother's childhood, every day going and offering a cup of oil for the temple Shiva. It has become a habit. So the government has changed, the Evasams have changed, the priests have changed. But our offering, every day somebody from the family will go. But we will also make a deposit there in case we are not able to come in our account. Please light a lamp for Bhagavan in our name. That is why they do. So these are the things which can be imprinted on the children by the parents. It may be small. We have seen here food items. So we can take care to see such good natural food is given to the children. Salkaramana. How to, when a people comes to your house, how to receive him, how to offer him a seat, how to give him a glass of water, what to talk to him. So in small ways, we can imprint on our children these good qualities. They may look trivial, but Palatulli Peruvallam, there is a saying, it is several drops that make the ocean. Good number of drops. When you go to the Gangotri, it is such a tiny bit of Ganga coming out of it. But by the time it comes to the Ganga Sagar, it almost becomes like a sagar. Similarly, it may be very tiny thing, getting up in the early morning, immediately brush your teeth, etc., go for a bath, go to the temple, then come back, then only have the coffee or tea, and then have breakfast, and everybody sit together before taking food, say Brahmarpanam, without taking that we won't do. When you are putting your foot down, say Samudravasne Devi, look into your hand and say Karagre Vasudhe Lakshmi. When you are taking bath, we'll say Gange Chemane Cheva. These are small things. It will not be taught in your school. It will not be taught anywhere else. These have to be taught in the families by the mother, by the elders. So these are preserved and they make the quality of the family. That earlier, several times we have said, that even the previous thing, such a man will stand tall in the society. And when you are more and more sattvic in your behavior, in your talk, in your interactions, you create an aura around you. People will come to you. Sri Ramakrishna says, when the flower opens, you don't have to go send an invitation or notice to the insects to come. They will come by their own. So in a person where sattvic shraddha is there, my goodness, Mahalakshmi will be always at service near him. Because she is so used to looking after the embodiment of sattva, so wherever she sees the sattva prevailing, she will immediately come there and be of service to us. It is not just a foolish statement. These are all things which you will have to experience by living it. By living the Shastra, now you know what is Shastra, not the Shastra. Living this Shastra, what you experience within you, that is something which you cannot describe to the others. Some 20 years back, when I first came to Kodungalur, one day I was invited to the Cochin University for a talk on Sanatana Dharma. So I went there there are some 15 youth from Canadian universities. So we had all gathered together. I gave them a talk and then they said, can we have a question and answer session? Yes. Then one girl stood up and said, Madam, we have been traveling all over the world. We get the same type of food, same type of experiences, same type of items for enjoyment and things like that. But when we come to India, it is entirely different. What we see here, what we hear here, what we taste here, what we feel here, it has some special flavor, apurva saurabhya, something which is it is very difficult for us to explain. What is this due to? Madam, explain that to us. Is it available in any of your yoga centers? Is it available in any of your ashramas? Is it available in your temples? Where exactly? This very rare, this spiritual flavor of India, from where we can absorb it, take it with us. We know the story of Alexander, came to take with him the yoga and yogi and Ganges water and things like that. So they say we want to experience it, make it part of our life and carry it from here. Tell us where they are available. I said, in India, it is available everywhere. Whether it is in music, whether it is in dance, whether it is in, environment, temple, everywhere you will find. And that is this spiritual fervor, this Shraddha, which is still in some people. Now, I won't say, we cannot say in all over the place. There are. Now you see, because of the Shraddha, the old Kashi has become the new Varanasi, very beautiful. Somnath has been rebuilt. How it is all? That Shraddha with which we could enlighten the people to bring out that Shraddha and make them sattvic oriented and then make them work. Just like that three sculptors, one said, I am working to earn my living. He's making a vigraha. When asked, he said, what to do? I have to earn a livelihood. So I am earning my livelihood by making this idol. Second person said, I knew that there is a temple here. It is a very good thing. I am happy about it. So I thought I will contribute my share of knowledge. Other person said, I am not bothered about what I am getting or not. It had been my dream to sculpt a vigraha which will fit into the temple which is coming here. I'm not bothered about where I stay, what I eat, where I sleep. My whole attention is on this. So that's Sattvic Shraddha. So imagine if we could inculcate within us this Sattvic Shraddha, this unique flavor of India, which is already starting by God's grace. The unique flavor of India is becoming available to the world. If I say something, it will be very partial, so I will not make any other comment. So it is becoming available. So to perpetuate the values and samskaras in a family from one generation to another, to keep the Indian samskaric flag aloft, flying, to demonstrate to the world how values can be preserved eternally, ephemeral to eternal, how they can be preserved eternally, to proclaim before humanity with confidence, with full understanding, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, it is necessary for us to re-establish the ideal of Shraddha in our life. That Shraddha is going away from our life. So we have to bring it back. Shraddha is that utterly, butterly ingredient, as Amul will say. butterly ingredient which pushes our lives forward and upward in the path of evolution. So that is the 17th chapter. Elaborating about the quality of Shraddha, Sri Krishna does not miss the chance of character, emphasize the positive traits and negative traits of the character. They are worth remembering and cultivating because they are the Amrita qualities. The qualities which we Amrita, non-dying qualities, cultivating because they are the Amrita qualities, which will empower us to build an Amrit Parivar. Let us also not forget that Amrit Parivar means belonging to Sri Krishna's own family. The immeasurably fabulous cosmic family of which he is the originator, he is the father, and he is the protector. So when somebody asks you to which family you belong, oh, I belong to such and such a family. No, I belong to Sri Krishna's family. Now that we have understood Bhagavad Gita, I have no more any fascination for this worldly, ethereal family, ephemeral family. I belong to Sri Krishna's family. That would be our ultimate gift, which we will be giving to ourselves. If we give this gift to others, in the next class, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga will open up the doors of Vaikuntha for us. Let us wait for that. Thank you all.